What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Vontae, the first, back again with another video, man. You guys already know we do a Gachiakuta every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It always drops around them days, so you guys already know, man. Last chapter was crazy. The dude with dreads pulled up. He had drip. He had literal trash drip. Like, he had trash, like, clothing, but he was actually making it drip. So that's kind of impressive, you know, if you feel me. But he came in. He like fucked up Zanka. He said that he had put poison in him and stuff like that, so he could die at any minute now, that kind of thing. He was talking to Rudo and Griss and Follo and all that, and just talking this shit. And yeah, they couldn't do nothing to him. He was too fast for them, very acrobatic and all that kind of stuff. He impaled Griss in the chest, in the back. My sus meter is still high with Griss. I still think he probably a snake. I know I just seen it with my very eyes that he got impaled, but I don't know. You never know. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what he got up his sleeve. But he's one of those kind of characters that my sus meter is always up high, because it was just weird to me how like he just came out of nowhere and he was talking to Rudo in the cafeteria that one time. I'm like, he just got introduced like that, like so subtly. You feel me? And I don't know. I just felt like that was kind of interesting. Like you don't really see that kind of introduction to a character. Usually, you actually have like, for example, Engine and the rest of them. Engine, he had like introduced him to some of them that worked close to him and stuff like that. But like Griss was kind of like out of nowhere, right? So. And usually when that happens, it'll be like somebody that's around Rudo's age that'll talk to him like another kid, but it was a grown man. So that's why I'm like, okay, my sus meter, you know what I'm saying? I don't ever have to explain it. You guys get what I'm putting down. But yeah, he impaled Griss and Rudo's looking on like, what the fuck? And I'm just excited to get into this next chapter. So let's get into it right now. Chapter 15, Gachiakuta. Let's get into it, man. First page. Already got the scribble lines. I love that. I love when Kai Udana draws the scribbly lines. It really emphasizes the moment. Like Rudo, he's seen the same thing when he was on the platform before they were going to banish him into the abyss. How like he was looking at everybody and the masked man like in scribbly lines. Like I really like that emphasis whenever they use that kind of art, because it just goes to show how Rudo is kind of. It can show two things. It can show. Well, one thing it does show is that he's disoriented, but there's two things that it shows. It can show that he's kind of like empty because like he's losing something. It could be his mind, it could be like other people, or it's showing that this scribbly lines is gonna pretty much translate to him getting mad or showing like a lot of emotion. So it literally could be like the emptiness, like losing at the same time, but also gaining this like anger and despair type emotion. And that's interesting with his character. I think that's something that we should definitely pay attention to a lot throughout the series, because we've already seen his moments where he gets really, really, really intense. And I like that about his character. I love characters that show a lot of emotion, because I mean, you got to have a main character that shows a lot of emotion, or else you ain't going to be able to connect with them truthfully. And I think that's probably the most important thing when it comes to a main protagonist. You have to get the intensity. You have to get the emotion from them. Because if not, then what's the point of even following this character's journey? You feel me? Because that's something that is literally peak. To me, it's just peak fiction when you see a character go through certain things and see how they like respond to certain things as well. And we're seeing Rudo, he gets to a high on the intensity level already. 15 chapters in, we're already seen it like maybe 3 to 4 times. So probably even more than that. So yeah, the illustration's still going. He's thinking about Retgo. You see the amulet from Griss falling down. Damn, so he's thinking about Retgo. Same situation pretty much. You feel me? Now it's going into a flashback with Retgo. Rudo, hey, what are you doing? Stop, Rudo. Is he banging his head on the wall? The fuck? What's wrong? Why are you banging your head? Yeah, he is. Don't hurt people. But Retgo, even then, to yourself, why did you do that? Rudo, the pain in your hand should have subsided and calmed down a little, right? You don't even meet other people. Then tell me what else makes you do that? Nothing. I have nothing. That's interesting. I feel like that's kind of like what I was saying too, like the emptiness. Like he doesn't like, either he's losing people, because like he already kind of looks at himself as somebody that doesn't really have much to begin with. So when he loses people and loses more and more like things in general, it's like it kind of makes him fall into that despair, in which we see all of that emotion, in which we see the intensity, him banging his head on the wall. I feel like it could be a parallel to that, what I was talking about, how the emptiness kind of creates something madly intense, you know? I don't know. That's just madly, I don't know, just very mad, all right? You know what I'm saying? Have nothing, and yet all this time, there's only frustration. All this time, there's only that. What frustrates me, but I can't put into words. Is that so? You thought your parents abandoned you, so you believe that you are worthless. Okay. Perhaps doing nothing is turning into frustration. And you still haven't figured out how to process it. Worthless, what's that? All right, we'll go outside after I patch up your head. One of the reasons you feel like you have nothing is because you haven't found something you like or want to do. Right. So I guess that's what, like, this is before he started, like, looking through the trash to find something that had, like, value to it. Because they're talking about him feeling worthless, right? And that's the whole thing with this whole series is, like, Jinki, literally, if you treat something with worth, with value, that it'll be beneficial to you. It'll manifest something, like, great. So it's like, he's teaching Rudo this at a very young age about what's worthless, what's valuable. Like, you have to make things valuable and worthwhile. Nobody else can make you feel worthy or worthless and stuff like that. You have to create that yourself. And I like that. That's a really good teaching right there. I really like that. Let's see, and do a bunch of stuff from now on. And let's find something you love, even if it's little by little. We'll do that, and this empty room of yours will someday be filled with your favorite things. I never realized that was his room. He ain't got shit. That's crazy. I really like the symbolism and like the literal things that we're seeing him like in his actual life, how he was actually empty inside. He was living in an empty room, and he was trying to just find something that made him feel like he was like just something, because he felt he was worthless. So he was trying to figure out if there was anything that he can do. Him banging his head on the walls kind of just shows that, like, yeah, he's empty. He ain't got shit. Something. He needs something, you know? And that's why Retgo means so much to him, because he taught him a lot of this stuff. And it's like, you killed somebody that literally was his dad, you know, father figure and stuff. And that was everything to him, essentially. And you took that all away. So he has to always lose and then learn how to love new things. And it's great though, because we see that he actually can love things. He loves trash. That's something that's not going to change, because now he's finding worth and value into something that others don't. That's why he's so serious about that stuff. And I love that we're learning this now, and it's really early. Usually you learn some of this stuff like a little later on in the story, but we're learning a lot of this stuff early as to why he finds like anything with value. He was taught that literally anything has value. You can't say something is completely worthless. It's not true. That doesn't exist. You know, your whole individuality. If you're living, if you're, you know, eating, sleeping, breathing, if you're actually like doing these kind of things, then that means that you actually care about your well-being. That means you care about something. That means that you're worth something. You feel me? And I like that he was taught this stuff though. Just say a word when you bring in the girl you like, okay? That's a promise. Look at that birds, look at that books, you got a ball, making some food. It's not that you're uninterested in any of them, but you don't feel like this is it, huh? It's only the first day after all. I suppose this is just the beginning. Retgo, what's that over there? Ah, that's a civilian dumping trash. And that's what he felt. That's what I was talking about. That's why he fell in love with something like that. Rudo, what's up? So suddenly. Wow. And he's actually crying from this trash. That was like a bag that was thrown in the trash. Did you feel anything? I can't believe they throw it away when it's only slightly broken, right? This isn't even finished, the poor thing. I want to fix it. I want to fix it. It isn't just self-projection. You can find worth in things that has been discarded too. Exactly. That's very interesting, because for somebody that felt empty and felt or literally didn't have anything, for somebody like him to think that something that most people would think is worthless is worthful for him, or like worthy for him, it's really interesting. I like that kind of dynamic. It's pretty cool. It's like a juxtaposition. Like it's one person. Well, I think that, yeah, kind of like that. Like a certain group of people, or a lot of people would think that this trash is trash, ain't nothing worthwhile to me. But him, somebody that don't have shit, finds something like that to be like everything. He's literally he's crying as he's holding this shit. That's cool. I like that a lot. And look, he catches Griss's like little hand or glove amulet. So he's going to use it as a Jinki, obviously, because this Jinki is to literally use anything into his own. You know what I'm saying? That's hella cool. That explains why you couldn't use a Jinki that time. We were wrong. Rudo's ability was not the power to turn anything he touches into a Jinki. Huh? And that's Griss still talking. It's the power to draw out the value of anything he touches to the fullest. The power to draw out the value of anything he touches to the fullest. I would think that that's like when you read it, it's like, okay, you think that's kind of essentially the same thing, right? But when you really think about it though, him touching anything and turning it into a Jinki is kind of OP. So, but the thing is, I guess it still is kind of the same because Rudo finds almost anything of value. But at the same time, it's usually like, I don't know. But I like this though, because it's actually more specific. It's not just like, oh, he could, anything he touches, like, nah. It's actually like, he can draw out the true value to the fullest. Like the actual value, the peak potential of something to his full, to his, you know, to his own control. And that shit look crazy. Like, what the hell is that? Got the eye in the air and like, this shit is cool. The boy awakens so that he may never lose something important again. Wow. That's interesting. I like that though. But I mean, I know they're like there are two different things though from what they like. Okay, let me read it again. All right. We were wrong. We thought we were wrong. Rudo's ability was not the power to turn anything he touches into a Jinki, which is something that we thought, you know, anything that he touches can turn into that when he's fighting and whatnot. But it said, no, it's the power to draw the value of everything he touches to the fullest. So, Draw the value of anything he touches to the fullest. That's interesting. So like if Griss found that like little amulet or whatever like extremely valuable, Rudo can literally use that to his fullest potential. How Griss, you know, because Griss doesn't have the ability to have a Jinki or whatnot. So I guess it's like, damn, that's kind of interesting. But essentially it still is Rudo like touching anything and bringing out the fullest potential. I think that's kind of what we already knew. I just didn't think that these two things of their assumptions were actually that much of a difference. They're pretty similar, but I get it. I do get this. It's more specific with what we know now. But like before, it was more like kind of broad and whatnot. But I really like this chapter a lot. This chapter a 9 out of 10 for me. Get the flashback with Rudo and then him like actually loving something for the first time of value to him. Like that was dope. And then all coming back to the present time where he's using Griss's amulet and using it at his fullest potential. Like that's cool, man. The power to draw out the value of anything he touches to the fullest. That's insane. That's all I got for this video though. Let me know if you like my reaction. Let me know down below if you liked it. Any predictions for the next chapter or Rudo's ability in general. Just talk to me about any of that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? I would love to talk to you guys in the comments. I always love talking to you all in the comments. So make sure you comment down below, like the video, do what you got to do. And I hope you will have a good day today. So please stay safe, stay healthy, stay clean. I'll see you guys all tomorrow, actually, on Friday. Yeah, I'll see you guys all tomorrow for that My Hero Academia and Jujutsu Kaisen, so stay tuned for those. See you guys then. Peace.